Erica Mina believed this pregnancy would be her fresh start, a new chapter filled with healing, happiness, and hope. But now, terrifying rumors are circulating online. Her newborn might be dangerously ill. A medical emergency, according to mendeecees. Those close to the situation is what reportedly led to Erica's recent hospitalization. And the silence? It's only fueling the wildfire of speculation. Erica hasn't confirmed anything, but the internet is ablaze. Is her child truly in danger? What exactly have the doctors discovered? Fans are stunned. Whispers of a pregnancy. Complications have begun to surface. Something serious enough to change the reality star's life forever. Some say it's just stress. Others fear it's far more severe. One thing's clear. Erica and her inner circle are doing everything they can to keep things quiet. But the cracks are starting to show. Could both mother and child be at risk? Or is someone hiding the truth to shield a reputation? Behind the scenes, an emotional storm is brewing, and what we're about to uncover could break your heart. It all began with a cryptic late-night post on a fan page closely tied to Erica. "Prayers up for Erica." The caption read, written alongside a grainy photo that appeared to show her entering a hospital. Within minutes, fans flooded the comments. Some dismissed it as clickbait, but others felt something was seriously wrong. And less than an hour later, the image's authenticity was confirmed. Erica had, in fact, been hospitalized. Instantly, rumors tied it to her pregnancy. Her sudden silence added fuel to the fire. No more daily updates, no selfies, no family videos. Her Instagram story wiped clean. Just days earlier, she had been sharing outfits and behind-the-scenes glimpses into her life. Now, nothing. Her critics, who once mocked her for public drama and past relationships, fell silent. Worry took over. Then, an infamous but unverified celebrity gossip site dropped a bombshell. Based on alleged insider information, doctors had diagnosed Erica with a rare pregnancy complication. Terms like serious emotional distress, risk to the baby's health, and emergency monitoring were used. But no specific diagnosis was confirmed. Still, within hours, hashtags like or pray for Erica and Erica baby health were trending. Fans began sharing their own pregnancy traumas in solidarity, hoping Erica could pull through whatever she was facing. Theories exploded. Was this all stress-related? After all, Erica's public interviews and social media have often shown her grappling with intense emotional battles. Many turned their attention to her ex, Safari, accusing him of being a source of her stress. People recalled how Erica had broken down in tears during a previous pregnancy, feeling abandoned. One fan tweeted, "She's been through enough. If this man pushes her over the edge again, we won't forgive him." Then came the jaw-dropping leak that sent the internet into a frenzy. A nurse allegedly working at the same hospital where Erica had been admitted anonymously messaged a gossip account. She claimed doctors had mentioned a condition called placental insufficiency, a complication that restricts oxygen and nutrients to the baby. Even though the claim remained unverified, the rumor alone rocked Erica's fan base. People began Googling the condition, sharing medical articles, and commenting things like, "I went through this. It's so dangerous if not caught early. This almost cost me my baby." With the rumor spreading like wildfire, the spotlight turned to Safari once again, and he remained completely silent. No comments. Not even a vague emoji. Fans were outraged. His old posts were suddenly flooded with demands for a response. Some commenters were blunt, accusing him of being the reason for Erica's emotional distress. One fan wrote, "You're out here posting gym selfies while your baby mama's in the hospital. Disgusting." Others pointed out that Safari was seen at a public event the same night Erica was reportedly admitted. "She might be losing their child and he's out partying like it's a normal Saturday," said a viral tweet. Once a photo of Safari at that event hit gossip blogs, the internet lost it. He appeared relaxed in casual wear, joking with friends. Fans called it emotional abandonment, not just neglect. Meanwhile, someone close to Erica's camp revealed she had been under tremendous stress, protecting her children from online hate, handling legal battles with exes, and trying to repair her public image after a string of scandals. Another source claimed that just days before her hospitalization, Erica had received troubling test results. What was meant to be a routine emergency exam turned turned into an urgent hospital stay after signs of fetal distress were detected. With no official statements, fans were left begging for clarity. When online reporters contacted her team, all they received was a single-line response: "Erica is currently under medical care." And that was all it took. The story exploded. Was this physical burnout, emotional collapse, or a full-blown pregnancy crisis? The noise only grew louder, as Erica's silence became even more deafening. Then, just when it seemed nothing else could emerge, another anonymous tip arrived. This time, it came from someone claiming to be a close friend of Erica's. A nurse working on the same hospital floor made a simple but telling request: "We ask for your privacy at this time." That single line said everything. Around the world, fans were heartbroken by the image that followed. Erica Mena, once fearless, fierce, and seemingly untouchable, now reduced to tears, gripping her abdomen, praying for her unborn child. "She's been crying nonstop," said a staff member, their voice trembling. "They're monitoring the baby every hour. It's serious." That chilling update sent waves of concern across social media. Then, an old video resurfaced, one where Erica spoke about motherhood, saying, "I would do anything for my kids." This time, those words hit differently. They shattered hearts. Fans began recording encouraging video messages, posting them under trending hashtags. Others held virtual prayer circles, lit candles, and tagged celebrities close to Erica, urging them to speak out in support. The video of Erica went viral once more. But now the public didn't see just a reality star. They saw a scared mother, possibly facing the worst moment of her life. Soon, under tight security, photographers caught a glimpse of someone being wheeled into a private hospital room. Though the person's face was hidden, fans were convinced it was Erica. The hunched-over figure was cloaked in a hoodie, surrounded by nurses. Not long after, one of Erica's closest friends posted an ominous message on Instagram: "God, please. Keep my sister safe." A witness claimed they heard quiet sobbing as the wheelchair passed by. That small detail was enough to reignite panic online. Even without naming Erica, the implications were clear, and fans were crushed. Then came another rumor. While everyone was still catching their breath, whispers surfaced that Erica had briefly lost consciousness. Doctors were reportedly preparing for an emergency delivery if the baby's condition didn't improve within the next 48 hours. The friend quickly deleted her story, likely overwhelmed by the flood of DMs and possibly warned not to say more. But the damage had been done. Now it was undeniable. Whatever was happening inside that hospital room, it was real, raw, and terrifying. Then came the most devastating moment of all. An image, never meant for public view, was anonymously leaked to a gossip site by someone allegedly working at the hospital. It showed a woman lying in a hospital bed, her face turned away, monitors and wires all around her. A man sat at her side, holding her hand and lowering his head. Though the faces were blurred for privacy, fans were certain. The tattoos, the hospital, bracelet, the slope of her nose. It had to be Erica. And the man? They believed it could only be one person. Suddenly, the internet exploded again. "It's Safari. He showed up. He's there." One fan wrote. "Too little, too late," said another. "You're not a hero for showing up when the cameras catch you." The conversation shifted instantly. For hours, Safari had been dragged online for his silence. Now people were confused, divided between hope and skepticism. "If that's really him, maybe he does care," someone commented. But the situation took another twist. According to an anonymous hospital employee, Erica's mother had personally called Safari, pleading with him to come. She warned him that if he didn't show up immediately, he might miss something he'd never be able to forgive himself for. That's how dire things had become. Medical staff insiders claimed the baby's condition was still not improving. Prolonged oxygen deprivation due to an irregular heart rate had doctors extremely concerned. The surgical team was on standby, minute by minute, in case they had to move forward with an emergency C-section. Though they hadn't acted yet, the emotional intensity in the hospital and online was overwhelming. Women who had been through similar ordeals began to share their stories. My child spent months in the NICU after being born at 29 weeks, one woman posted. It's terrifying, but miracles do happen. Stay strong, Erica. Even celebrities finally broke their silence. One of Erica's former reality show co-stars posted a photo of them together, writing, "Sending love and strength to my girl. You've always been a fighter. Keep fighting." As delivery trucks and floral arrangements were spotted entering the hospital, the outpouring of support underscored just how serious the situation truly was. Then, a fragile yet hopeful update. Popular gossip site shared a message from someone claiming to be Erica's distant relative. It read, "I spoke with her sister. Erica briefly opened her eyes and asked about the baby. She's weak, but she's alert. She's scared." Those words shook people to their core. To wake up in a hospital bed, machines all around you, uncertain if your child is okay. It's a nightmare beyond words. But hope, however shaky, had started to form, until it was shattered. Again. A leaked recording, allegedly from a private hospital staff chat, surfaced, muffled, distorted, but still understandable. A nurse's voice was heard saying, "She's bleeding again. If the baby doesn't stabilize in the next hour, they're going to take it." And with that, panic swept across the internet once more. Fans believed the leaked recording, not just for its content, but for its tone, its timing, and how perfectly it aligned with the earlier leaks. Even if its authenticity couldn't be 100% confirmed, it felt real. The hashtag mendeecees, a blend of Safari and Erica Mina were in Munger, began trending worldwide. This was no longer just a tabloid story. People who had never followed Erica before were now emotionally invested. News outlets scrambled to contact her team, desperate for any official word. But her reps stayed completely silent, and that silence said everything. This wasn't drama. This wasn't clickbait. This was real. This was terrifying. Then something unexpected happened. A strange live video appeared on Safari's profile. It lasted only 15 seconds before it was deleted, but it was enough. In a dimly lit hospital hallway, a figure, believed to be Safari, paced back and forth, phone pressed to his ear. His voice, though muffled, was caught saying, "I didn't think it'd get this bad." That single line shook the internet. The hard questions started pouring in. Did Safari ignore warning signs? Had Erica tried to tell him something was wrong? Did the emotional stress she suffered during their relationship have physical consequences? One viral blog post asked bluntly, "Did Safari's neglect put their baby in danger?" It racked up over 200,000 views in hours. As tension climbed, a new wave of information surfaced, this time from Erica's inner circle. One of her close friends tweeted and quickly deleted, "This could have been prevented." Then another post appeared, seemingly aimed directly at Safari, the media, and everyone who had ever torn Erica down. She begged to be calm. She begged to rest. You kept dragging her name. You broke her. At the same time, the hospital remained on edge. Doctors were in constant communication with a neonatal team. According to a source, an incubator had already been brought into the delivery wing just in case. They're hoping for the best, a staffer whispered, but preparing for the worst. Back online, the world had turned into one giant prayer room. YouTube streams played calming lullabies. Digital vigils with candle icons and filtered profile photos emerged. People were united in one quiet, powerful plea. Let Erica and her baby survive. Then, the update everyone had dreaded. A post from Erica's private fan club appeared, quoting a family member. "She's going into surgery. Pray harder than ever." A screenshot of the message spread like wildfire. It was happening. Doctors had made the call, whether to save Erica, the baby, or both. No one could say. Emotions exploded. Social feeds flooded with praying in all caps, crying. Emojis, candle gifts, love letters from fans calling Erica strong, fierce, and resilient. She wasn't just a reality star anymore. She was a mother, a fighter, and someone the world refused to lose. As the operating room doors closed, a haunting question echoed through every heart watching. Will they both survive? Inside, the cold clinical space of the OR, time slowed. Monitors beeped, lights buzzed, tension pulsed. Erica lay still, prepped for emergency surgery. A breathing tube was adjusted by the anesthesiologist. The lead OB-GYN gave a firm nod. "We can't wait any longer," a doctor said. "We have to take the baby out now." A dense silence fell. Only the clatter of instruments and the rushing of nurses broke through it. Outside the room, Safari sat in a chair, head buried in his hands, unrecognizable from his usual flashy, smiling self. He wasn't filming anything. He wasn't tweeting. This was the version of Safari no one had ever seen. Broken. According to someone close to him, he hadn't said anything in 20 minutes, just whispered, "Please, not her, not the baby." Meanwhile, Erica's mother clutched a rosary, whispering prayers. Every time a doctor walked past her without stopping, her heart skipped. "We'll let you know as soon as there's an update," one nurse said gently. But it wasn't enough. Nothing would be enough until she saw her daughter breathing and her grandchild crying. Outside the hospital, a quiet vigil formed. No chants, no noise, just people, strangers, standing together with candles, signs, and soft lullabies. What began as internet speculation had become something else entirely: compassion, unity, humanity. Inside the OR, time stood still. The doctors began the incision. The baby's posture made delivery difficult. "We have to move fast," one doctor warned. A few tense seconds later, a tiny pale body was gently lifted, but there was no cry. Panic. A specialist rushed in, clamping, cutting. "No cry," a nurse whispered, voice cracking. The baby's legs were limp, the body too still. Then, finally, a faint, breathy wail. It was barely audible, but it was everything. "We've got something!" a nurse cried out, eyes welling with relief. The baby was alive, but there was no time to celebrate. Erica's vitals were crashing. "We have hemorrhaging!" a doctor shouted. While one team rushed the baby into the NICU, another sprang into action around Erica. Blood bags were ordered. Monitors blared. Nurses moved fast. It was controlled chaos. Not because she was famous, but because she mattered. Because she was a mother. A fighter. A human being. In the waiting room, word spread quickly. The baby's cry had been heard. Erica's mother collapsed into a chair, sobbing in relief. Safari stood up and slammed into a wall in anguish. Security approached, unsure if they should step in. But there was no need. He didn't need to be restrained. He needed forgiveness. He needed faith. And he feared he was out of time. Then, hope. On a private Facebook group, a nurse's friend posted the words, "The baby made it. Small, but alive. It's serious, but hopeful." That message exploded across the internet, reposted by thousands. People were relieved, but still trembling. This was a roller coaster they couldn't escape. Finally, 40 minutes after surgery began, a doctor emerged. He took off his mask and walked to the waiting family. His face was serious, but calm. "She's stable," he said softly. "We stopped the bleeding. She survived." The room erupted. Fans accepted the recording because of its tone, timing, and consistency with prior leaks, even if its authenticity couldn't be completely confirmed. The hashtag #TimeSeverus began trending on a global scale. The story was now being followed even by people who hadn't been fans before. News outlets began contacting Erica's team for statements, but they stayed silent. The only thing everyone knew for sure was that this was no longer a tabloid story full of sensationalism. Whatever was happening in that hospital room looked frighteningly real. There was a strange live video on Safari's profile around that time. Many were silenced by it, even though it disappeared after only 15 seconds. In a dimly lit hospital corridor, someone, possibly Safari, was seen pacing while frantically using the phone. Despite the muffled voice, one comment was barely audible. "I didn't think it'd get this bad." That brief video only stoked the fires. Tough questions began to emerge. Did Safari ignore warning signs? Was there something Erica had tried to say? Did the emotional stress from their relationship affect her physical health? One blog post was titled, "Did Safari's neglect put their baby in danger?" It got over 200,000 views in hours. As emotions ran high, new information surfaced, this time from Erica's friends. One close friend tweeted, then deleted, "This could have been prevented." She begged to be calm. She begged to go to sleep. But you persisted in dragging her name. You broke her. The message was a direct shot at Safari, the media, and critics who'd attacked Erica for years. Meanwhile, inside the hospital, tension was palpable. Doctors and the neonatal team were in constant coordination. According to someone close to Ayn, the incident, an incubator had already been wheeled into the delivery wing. A staffer whispered to a reporter, "They're hoping for the best, preparing for the worst." Online, fans organized support. Prayer rooms popped up. People streamed calming music, lit digital candles, and used profile photo filters in solidarity. The entire internet seemed to pause, holding its breath for one woman and her unborn child. Then, a sudden update was posted to Erica's private fan club. She's going into surgery. The administrator had spoken to a family member. Pray harder than ever, on every platform. Screenshots of the message spread quickly. Doctors had made a decision. It wasn't clear whether the surgery was to save the baby, Erica, or both. Emotions surged. Fans sent prayers in all caps, gifts of candles, crying emojis, open letters praising Erica's strength, fan edits highlighting her reality TV fire, and delicate motherhood interviews. She wasn't just a celebrity anymore. The world was watching her fight for her child. As the operating room doors closed behind her, everyone was asking the same question. Will they both survive? Inside the sterile, chaotic OR, monitors beeped erratically. The anesthesiologist adjusted Erica's breathing tube. The obstetrician gave a nod. "We can't wait any longer. We have to take the baby out immediately." Silence. Then the sharp flurry of surgical tools and staff. Safari sat outside the room, head in his hands. For the first time, he looked completely broken. The man once known for his flamboyance and constant smile was unrecognizable. This wasn't a moment for social media. This was fear, raw and real. According to a source close to him, Safari hadn't spoken in 20 minutes. He just kept whispering, "Please, don't do this. Not her. Not the baby." Erica's mother sat in the waiting room, praying quietly with a rosary. Every time a doctor walked by without stopping, her heart stopped too. "We'll let you know as soon as there's an update," one nurse said, but it wasn't enough. Nothing would be until she saw her daughter breathing and her grandchild crying. Outside the hospital, supporters had gathered. No yelling, no chaos, just candles, signs. Some even sang lullabies. What started as rumors had become something deeper. Genuine concern for a woman they had only seen on their screens, but now felt connected to. In the OR, the birth was complicated by the baby's awkward position. "We have to move fast," a doctor said. Seconds later, a tiny, silent body was lifted from the womb. Too silent. Panic. A specialist rushed in to resuscitate. "No cry," a nurse whispered. The baby's legs were limp, pale. Seconds turned into hours. Then, a weak shriek, faint, but enough to stop every heart in the room. "We've got something," a nurse shouted, but the relief didn't last. Erica's blood pressure was dropping. "Fast, we have hemorrhaging," a doctor shouted. Blood bags were ordered. Nurses worked with surgical precision. One rushed the baby into the NICU. Others fought to keep Erica alive. The beeping monitors grew louder. It was chaos, but organized. Everyone gave their all. Because this patient wasn't like the others. She had a story, a following, a fire that had inspired millions. Outside, Erica's mother collapsed into a chair upon hearing the baby cried. Safari slammed into the wall in anguish. Security was called, but didn't intervene. He didn't need restraint. He needed forgiveness. He feared it was already too late. The baby's survival was leaked through a private Facebook post. The baby made it, small but alive. The message went viral. Hope returned, but fear still loomed. Then, 40 minutes after, surgery began. A doctor appeared. He removed his mask and walked toward the family. "She's stable," he said. "We stopped the bleeding." She survived. But recovery will take time. The room exploded with emotion. Erica's mother wept in relief. Safari dropped to his knees, sobbing. Even security wiped away tears. Social media joined in the joy. The hashtag Erica Fighter began trending. Supporters shared motivational quotes, throwback videos, and motherhood interviews. You've been through hell and still stand tall. This baby was born from strength, nothing but strength. But with joy came new questions. The baby had been born prematurely, between 28 and 30 weeks gestation. Low birth weight, infection risk, underdeveloped lungs. A long NICU stay was inevitable. Then came a new bombshell. A hospital nurse allegedly overheard Safari and Erica's sister arguing, "Sister, don't act like a hero now. She almost died because you failed her when she needed you." Safari, "I'm here now. I didn't know how bad it was." Sister, "You didn't listen. So you didn't know." The drama wasn't over. It had shifted into family tension. Some supported Safari, saying grief changes people. Others backed Erica's family, arguing that his tears were too late. A TikTok went viral. Men who abandon their partners during pregnancy don't get to cry at the hospital and expect redemption. Meanwhile, Erica awoke. "Is my baby okay?" she asked. The nurse gently nodded. "Yes, he's alive, and being treated." She was too weak to say more. She just wept. Her hand reached toward the spot where life had been. The absence hit her like a tidal wave. Doctors explained everything. They commended her for coming in when she did. "You made the right decision," they told her. Later that night, a caregiver placed a small photo of the baby beside her bed. He was wrapped in tubes, tiny, but alive. And for the moment, that was enough. The room stayed heavy with what had happened and what still lay ahead. The battle was far from over. She asked, "Why now?" Safari made no effort to defend himself. He offered no excuses. "I made a mistake," he simply said. "I behaved like a coward. I didn't know how to help you. So I ran." Erica's eyes filled with tears. "I almost died. Our son came, dangerously close to death." "I understand," Safari replied. They sat in silence, the weight between them unspeakable. Then Erica said, "You'll have to show him, not me, that you want to be in his life. Because he is the focus now. Not us, not anymore." Safari nodded slowly. There were no hugs, no hand-holding, no romantic music. No fairy tale reunion. But something had changed. They drew a line. Clear, firm, respectful. And for now, that was enough. As days turned to weeks, Erica's strength returned. She began physical therapy, determined to walk unassisted again. She read stories to her baby through the incubator wall. She whispered lullabies every night. Doctors were amazed at the baby's resilience. Online, the tone began to shift. "He's a fighter, just like his mother," one user commented. The hashtags. Erica Strong and Our Miracle Baby began trending. Celebrities sent flowers, fans donated to NICU charities in her honor. Even former critics admitted their misjudgment. One tweet read, "I was so quick to judge her. Right now, I just want her and that baby to make it." But then came the next. Shock, a leaked medical report. A blurry screenshot spread like wildfire. It revealed that Erica's pregnancy complications had started weeks earlier than anyone thought. It mentioned a prior hospital visit, 2 months before the emergency delivery, and it referenced recurrent emotional stressors. Speculation reignited. Fans began asking if emotional trauma had quietly pushed her body to the brink. One blogger wrote, "This wasn't sudden. It was the slow effect of pressure, neglect, and heartbreak." Erica's team was furious. Her lawyer issued a statement promising legal action. "This is a blatant violation of medical privacy. Someone will be held accountable." 2 hospital employees were suspended. Erica, feeling more violated than ever, requested an early discharge. As long as she followed strict at-home recovery protocols and visited daily to monitor her child, doctors approved. When she finally left the hospital, cameras caught her in a hoodie and sunglasses, shielded by private security. She didn't wave. She said nothing, but she clutched a small photo of her baby tightly to her chest. She looked lost, but changed. She had faced death, grief, betrayal, fear, and survived. But the story wasn't over, because while her body had begun to heal, her spirit hadn't caught up, and her baby's most important battle was just beginning. Fans around the world are still holding their breath. Will the infant grow stronger with each passing day? Will Safari finally rise to the occasion and become the father he failed to be at first? And more importantly, will Erica ever truly find peace after everything she's endured? Right now, all we can do is hope. This entire saga has left fans stunned, filled with raw emotions, and exposing the ugly truths behind filtered smiles and reality show illusions. It's a reminder, even the strongest people make mistakes. Being tough doesn't mean pretending everything is fine. Sometimes it means fighting to stay alive when